Okay, so I would like to pull this up and then we'll talk about it. And then I'll give you some pointers as to how to go about structuring the poster presentation. You do realize that content is quite practical. You're not doing a research project, you're doing implementation. So because of that, the poster has to really illustrate all the practical aspects of the project. The methodology will be different from that of a research paper, a research project. And then also, in order for you to illustrate to your panel, in this case, all the lecturers at the department, those that are going to be on the panel reviewing looking at your submissions. You also have to include, okay, hold on a second. Kindly include your name. So this is Anna. I would like you to, okay.
Hello, sir.
Anna, what's the question? Yes.
Okay, so not all of us are doing an implementation project. My group like this, we are doing a research paper. So how is ours also going to be like, please? Thank you.
Interesting. Who is your supervisor? Anna? Anna? Okay. Right. I'd like to find out who your supervisor is, and then I would find out how to deal with that. Is there any other person here doing research project? You can raise your hand. Any other person here doing research project? Okay. Right, so I can see some charts. Okay. And when you raise your hand, I'll be able to ask you to unmute. Okay. Do you know what? Okay.
Sir, please, it's Mr. Aziz, who is my project supervisor.
What's the title?
We are doing a research analysis on Git analysis.
On GitHub.
Git analysis.
Git.
For rehabilitation, yes. Git analysis for rehabilitation.
I see. Okay. So I'll touch on that too. All right. Idrisu. Yeah.
So I'm also on the team, so we also do research.
And your supervisor, you're with Aziz.
Mr. Yes, sir.
Mr. Aziz. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll also touch on that too. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So basically, this is how the content of how the structure of the the poster presentation should be. You should have this specific content. You should have an introduction, and I'm not going to explain what introduction at this point because I know you know what I mean. Then there should be a section of it that has a problem statement, and now you should also have a part of it that has the objectives, the general objectives, and then the specific objectives And when you're talking about the specific objectives, you have to make sure that you itemize them one after the other, and then the specific methodology you use. Now, this also applies to those who did research work. So for the poster presentation, everything you see there is for both the implementation research and then the implementation project and the research project. You should have a methodology. Then you have, in fact, you have results. These results part, this one is mainly for research. Those who are doing research project. And then also you should have a conclusion. And then finally you include your reference. Now you can, with methodology, you can actually use, for those doing implementation project, you can use methodology, you can use diagram to illustrate while you have the text in between to really to communicate exactly how you went about with the implementation. Now, you should include a video. This 1 minute is not accurate. It's supposed to be 4. So at max, it should be just 5 minutes video. Now, in this 5 minutes video, all that you do in there is to illustrate, okay, how the system you have implemented addresses the objectives that you have, and you should have at least 3 objectives. And I think this has already been communicated to all of you very well. At least 3 objectives. So you should make sure that in 4 minutes your system is able to illustrate how it addresses at least 3 objectives in it. No more than 5 minutes. If you go more than 5 minutes, we are going to have to reject it, because we have been given specific time slot, and all the lecturers are going to be made aware of this from the okay. And then I think that's basically all. What I want to illustrate next is how to go about with the specific tools and templates for you to use to come up with both the poster presentation and then that of the video clip. And then tomorrow, latest by the close of day, that is latest by 5, I would publish on the platform the particular portal you're going to use to do the upload. I think I'll publish the link you're going to use to do the upload. And I would also indicate when the uploads are supposed to be done. And then for the tools that you're going to use, I think I would illustrate some of them here for you to use. I'm sure some of you already have specific tools you can use to do that. With the templates, the poster presentations, you can use just normal Word, or you can use PowerPoint to do the design. And I'll show you templates here. You can also go online, and there are some very simple templates you can use in there, and then you just personalize it to your specific project. So without much ado, let me just give you this particular site where you can and you can note this thing down. We have posterpresentations.com. So you can go there, you'll see very, very simple ones, okay, that you can easily copy the style, how it is, and then adopt it and adapt it to your work. And then you can also, let's see, so we have the various sizes here. You can download one of them, the one that you want, and then you can do your editing and include the things that you want to. So let's let me click on this for us to view, to see how it looks like. Okay, so let me just view it for now. So you can view it first. If it's you know it's okay for you, then you can adopt it and then do your own changes. You can see here the person has abstract. This can be your introduction of the objectives, and so on and so on. So you just take it and personalize it to just your project. So you can note this particular how they call the website down and then go there, or you can actually also design your own from the scratch. Level 400. I'm sure that you guys should be okay with this one. Okay, and then with regards to the tools, I have 2 of them, and they are all free. We have one that we call FreeCam 8. FreeCam, that's the version. Just type FreeCam and download it from the internet. You also have the OBS Studio. That one is also free. You can download it and then use it to do the video. So for instance, I have the OBS Studio. The usage is quite straightforward. When you start it, you then have to choose, you have to add a scene. Okay, so for instance, you click on to add a scene, and then you select that scene, and then you add a particular source. So you click on add here, and that opens the source drop-down list. What you want to do is to capture do a display capture, which will simply just capture the screen itself. You click on OK, and then you can see that I have it capturing what I'm doing right now. So when you it's capturing like this, all you have to do is just click on start recording, and then you have the pause, and when you can pause and then pause and then unpause right here. Okay, so as you can see, it's recording, the audio is also there and all that. So when it starts like this, all you have to do is just minimize it. And you can see that it's actually recording everything that you're doing here. When you're done, you click on the OBS, you go to File, and you can go to Show Recordings. And it will open the folder where the recordings are stored, and then you can quickly download it and then upload it. Now, it shouldn't be more than, my battery is very low. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes. The recording should not be more than 5 minutes. We're trying to control the amount of content that you can upload into the link that I'll be sharing with you. Right, so at this point, I'd like to know whether you have any question, because as for these things, I know because of the type of your program, the program you're doing, these tools, and shouldn't be something that is difficult for you guys. So I want to know whether there is any question from this point. If you have any question. Okay, Prosper. Prosper, you can unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes. I wanted to find out if the video will require any imagery of ourselves.
If the video should
include any imagery of ourselves or just the content we are showing.
Oh yeah, you can include an imagery of yourself, but it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Okay, when there need be, in reviewing or in going through your submission, if a panel member feels that you have to be contacted, I have all your contacts. I will get in touch with you and then you do a follow-up. So I would rather advise that just make sure that you do it yourselves and then submit. Okay? Because you can be invited on a live video, Zoom link after reviewing your work. Okay, so please kindly do the work yourself. and submit it. Moreover, I know you're dealing with your supervisors, and some of your supervisors have met you before. They know your voice and all that. So some, I'm sure some of you haven't met, so there might be. But try and do make sure you do the work yourself. I will share the recording with you. Jifa. Yes. Again, the illustration has to be precise with all the various objectives. For those of you doing the research work, my advice to you is that now your video you should also include a video, but your video should talk about, in 5 minutes, talk about the objectives of the research, and then the findings, and then you also do conclusion. Okay, but you have to make sure that you do it quickly and then submit. If it was research that you did, and I'm sure you should be aware that now every supervisor would have the chance to go through your submission. So if your supervisor is not aware of what you're doing, I guess you know where that will be headed. So kindly make sure that you do that. Kindly make sure that you do the right thing, because your submissions are also going to be reviewed by your supervisors. Okay, kindly share the record now. Should there be a narration on the? Yes. So when you are doing illustration, you're talking. You're explaining your how they call it. So you're recording the video. You're illustrating how your objectives are, addressed using the system you've implemented. So you have to make sure that you'll be talking and explaining what you're doing. Okay. What about those of us doing as a group? Are we to submit the same project? I am not aware of students doing group work, but if you're doing group work, what it means is that you have to quickly do an introduction, and I'm sure, again, you should make sure your supervisor is aware of this. But I would like to, otherwise, if that's not the case, you run the risk of, your